Right, okay. Hello, it's Stephanie here, and you know, this is the thing I get so excited about. We are here with a rent-to-rent rock star, Brenda Akanju. Hello, Brenda.
Hello.
Brenda's story is incredible. I have just picked my jaw up off the floor before pressing record so that you can all join us. Brenda has been on the Rent to Rent Kickstarter program for 4 months. We just worked out, just under 4 months, and she's got her first deal, and it is an epic. It all happened so fast, and the story is incredible. So I'm going to waste no further time. Oh, first of all, if you love this story, if you love Brenda, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel as well. So Brenda, welcome. My first question, Brenda, is tell us a little bit about you and what you were doing before you started the Rent to Rent Kickstarter program.
So I am 25 years old. I'm from London, North London in Finsbury Park. So before I went into property or anything of the sort, I was a HR assistant. So I was a HR associate qualified with the CIPD. So I kind of, quit my job in February 2019 this year. And then I started on my property journey, finding out a bit more about property, going to networking events. I fell across progressive community, and then I went to a PIN event in Canary Wharf around July times, and then I came across Stephanie because she was at one of the events in PIN Canary Wharf, and then I signed up to the free event, and then I went on to become a mentee on the...
Yeah. And can you remember what made you think, yeah, I think this is for me? Because you've obviously seen quite a few different programs, haven't you, before?
Yes. So I was part of PPN, the VIP. So I had a mentor once a month. So I was looking for more of something where I could be engaged in every day, rather than just the once a month kind of engagement. So the 8 weeks program of just having constant someone to be able to speak to and a group and stuff like that was what kind of really attracted me to become part of the Rent to Rent success, because I had figured out exactly what strategy I wanted to do. Whereas in the VIP with PPN, it was a big community. We were discussing major things. So I just wanted to take the first step and just have that kind of one-to-one kind of engagement with somebody.
Yeah. That's really interesting that you brought that up, because I think the year-long mentorship that lots of companies do, and I know Progressives is very good, is fantastic for the big picture, for the networking. But for the actual practical, detailed implementation, how do I check in this tenant, or what do I do when this happens or that happens? Then, of course, like ours, a program like ours is really fantastic as well, and a great complement to what you're doing with your other course. And now, just to you watching at home, the program is now 3 months long. It used to be 8 weeks, but it's now 3 months. So did you have any fears or concerns, Brenda, before you signed up? Because I know that even myself, before I make a purchase, I sometimes get a bit nervous. Will it be what I thought it was going to be or whatever? So what were your concerns or worries before you signed?
My only concern is I didn't want to turn into a training junkie. Where you constantly had training and paying for courses, and you're just constantly paying for things but not actually implementing anything out of it. So that was my only worry. But because I had met you at PIN and I'd seen what you had to say on the platform, but also when we went for the extra drinks and I was able to see you and actually conversate with you, that's when I was like, okay, cool, I've got kind of a gauge of her personality, that she's willing to strive. This is something that just happened within 5 years as well. So why can't I kind of do that as well? So that is the reason why I kind of was like, no, I'm going to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that phrase. The power of 5. The transforming magic of 5 years when you put a little bit behind it every day. So let's go into what happened, because you signed up, you joined this online program, and tell us about your first little while within the course, what happened and how you found that.
So yeah, when I joined the course, I went through this every week, the program, and I just tried to implement bit by bit by bit. exactly what to do. So going out, speaking to estate agencies. I went to a couple of viewings. I went through the program, what to look out for when you go to viewings, how to speak to agents. And I did get a lot of attraction there as well. But when it came to crossing over the line a little bit, it did get a bit difficult. And I remember putting in the group, I've got this, how do I do this? And I was messaging Stephanie like, oh, what do I do here? What do I do here? So I did have the one backwards and then go back a bit, then go again. But then when we got to this particular deal, I think I got a bit stronger with being experienced in all the other ones that I had gone through. So getting to this particular deal, you know, I've kind of had the experience from using the things from the program constantly.
So let's talk about this deal. So how did it come about? Tell me from the very beginning.
Okay, so the deal was from an estate agency, but funny enough, I've JV'd with someone that I met the same day I met you at the Pin Canary Wharf, and he knew I had joined you and was being mentored by you. So he kind of was going to estate agencies, but he didn't have like the letters or the you know, the other stuff. So he kind of admired the fact that, you know, I was being trained by a professional. So we kind of linked together, and I was doing this full time and he was still working. So we kind of balanced on the fact of...
He got a good deal, didn't he? Because you've got all the documents, you've got the time. What was he adding to this value?
But he had engaged with the agents. So they had got back to him and said they had a property, but he didn't have the time to go and view the property. So I then went to view the property with a little bit of what I've got from the list that you've provided, and then looking at the numbers with the deal analysis, we met up and we used the deal analysis to figure out, okay, is this something we can go forward with? And as I went to see the house as well, and I saw it was newly refurbished, I was looking at for things that we may have to do which may, you know, cost us, but it was newly refurbished and I couldn't complain. It was in a nice area. So we was like, let's do the numbers. If the numbers work, then we can go forward with it. And lucky enough, I had a Rockstar call with you beforehand and we went through the numbers and you was like, yeah, that sounds quite good. So then we was quite confident to move forward.
I love this story. So people do ask about JV. So let me ask you, I don't know if you can say, but how does the JV arrangement work with you and your partner?
So it is a 50-50. So we did a heads of terms. We said, you know, what we're going to put towards this deal. We both said we were going to put equal amounts into the deal and we were going to split the profits of it 50-50 and the ownership of, you know, the property 50-50 as well. So.
And who's going to be managing it over the period? Is that you?
Yeah, it is me, because obviously he's working, but during the weekends, you know, he does put in what he can, and he's a handyman as well.
Oh,
good. Yeah.
Oh, right. His stock's gone up. His stock has gone up now.
Yes.
His stock has risen.
He's a handyman, so he does put in the work on the weekends whenever he can. We both go through the contracts and stuff like that, and he had previous experience with one deal he done before, but he realized he needed kind of assistance for the ones going forward because he's still working full time.
That is, kudos to you both. I love the story. I love the JV. So let's talk about the refurb, because people really worry about this. Is it going to cost me an absolute fortune? And because we were truthful and put our first project in the in the online training, which our first project we spent a bloody fortune on, but you don't really have to. But how much was yours?
Well, because the flat was refurbished already, we didn't have to do much, and we negotiated with the agents to provide furniture, which was the wardrobes and the bed units. So what we actually spent was on dressing up the property. So that was like buying the duvets, mattress protectors, pillows, you know, little decoration things just to make the house look nice, the lamps, microwave, just those little details for the common area. So I think I've got a little spreadsheet here. I think with the shopping, I spent £800.
£800. That sounds about right. You know, for dressing and
just the dressing.
Beds.
£800. Yeah.
So that is phenomenal. Because everybody could really, if they tried hard, find £800, even if they haven't got it themselves, to make a deal work like that. So that is the the refurb, which wasn't really a refurb as such, but let me take you back a step to another thing that worries people is getting deals from agents. And didn't they want, because the other thing with Brenda is in Kensington and Chelsea, if you please, because a lot of people say that this doesn't work in London.
It does.
So I love the way you said that. So I'm going to take it one at a time. So first of all, talk to me about how you got the deal from the agent, what did you have to prove, etc. And then we're going to talk about the numbers after that.
So with this particular agent, they were struggling to get rid of a deal that was what my JV partner had took in Balham. So when he had done the Balham deal, they were happy to give him another property.
Ah, so that's why it was a good partner, because he already built up the trust with them.
Yes.
And when he did it, because he's working full time, he was able to go through the process and become, guarantor himself, sort of thing.
Yes. So then when we got the second property, they had already seen what he had done with the first one. Then that's when they offered us the second one, because they were struggling to get this off the market. So a bit like what you've taught us, they normally advertise just empty rooms with just empty rooms, and people don't really engage with that. So, dressing up the rooms and putting up adverts on what he had done with his previous deal is what set us up with the
Brenda, you're so killing it. So now this is where I nearly fell off my chair. It's because I asked you, Brenda, about the cash flow on this property. Because another thing people worry about is that the rent's going to be so high because it's in London and you're in Kensington and Chelsea, which is an expensive part of London. And then you've got to guarantee this rent. People worry about that. So if you can, please let us know about the numbers.
Okay, so what the agents wanted was $2,050 rent every month. So we've got 5 bedrooms. So we had 2 downstairs on the bottom floor going for $775 each. Then we had a small room, which we put for £700. Then we had 2 bigger rooms upstairs. So one was $800 and the one closest to the bathroom was a bit bigger. So we put it down for $850. So in total, the monthly rent is $3,900. And then we give the agents £2,050, and then we've accounted for bills, £100 for each room. So then that leaves us with the number 1,350 that we've counted.
Wow. And because even though you may have a few extra bits and pieces here and there, that's how we show you all the time, is always put a bit of margin there, so that nothing in life is totally perfect. Most things go okay and go quite well, but nothing is totally perfect. But even when little things happen, over £1,000 is not a regular deal. It's not an ordinary run-of-the-mill deal. That is something special. And to go all the way up to 1,300 on your first deal, but is incredible. So fantastic work. Absolutely take my hat off to you. So we've talked about the agent and we've talked about the numbers and the refurb. So just tell us really how you found the whole process, especially coming on to tenanting the property.
You know what? My heart was beating for like 2 days straight. Literally just pumping and pumping. I had this huge adrenaline that was literally going constantly. So the shopping, I had my sister and my neighbor who was helping me, because I was just so excited that I've actually got this. It felt so surreal at some points. So we had a list of the things that we needed to buy to help me, because if not, I would have just gone crazy. So we had a list and we budgeted it, and I told them this is exactly what we can do. This is how much we can spend. And then we did the shopping. And then when it came to actually getting into the flat, we had the timeline now because we had viewings at 6. So we had to make sure the rooms were ready, cleaning and all of this stuff. So it was a bit of a rush, and the adrenaline was really high, but we got there. The viewings, I think I was a bit nervous, I must admit, but I tried to keep a brave face. But me and my business partner, we did split the viewings because I had been there the whole day. So he had come in after work, so he was a bit more fresh to do the viewings with the with the tenants.
So you had viewings all day and all evening?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That says that either the property was really nice or it was underpriced. Or there's just massive demand in your area.
Yeah. So we had viewings on the 2 days, Friday and Saturday, and then majority of them sent the security deposits on Sunday and Monday.
So this again is not normal. I mean, what Brenda's done here is picked up the keys on the Friday, and it's all it's not fully tenanted. You've got all the security deposits and referencing for all the tenants on the Monday.
Monday, yeah.
So that is crazy talk, but amazing. Well done, well done. And what advice, because obviously you have totally hit it out of the park with this one. What advice would you give to other people who are where you were before you started, where you might have been a bit hesitant that you might not be able to do it, or whatever your thoughts were? So there'll be lots of people watching in that situation. What would you say to them?
I would just say, keep on going and being proactive. And I think one thing that I must admit, which is something you taught us and what PPN taught us, is about posting on social media.
Yes.
Make sure people are aware of what you're doing, because that's how I found my JV partner, because he could see that I was actually doing something, and he wanted to engage with someone that was actually doing something quite passionate and putting in effort every time, even though they may not have seen something come alive straight away, but you continuously put an effort into trying to do something. And you don't know who's watching, and you don't know who may want to work with you and with the skills that you're gaining. And, so I'll just say continuously go for it and be engaged with everybody in the community, and you never know.
That is so true. But what I was saying to you just before we came on, we talked for a few minutes, and what I was saying to you is, Brenda, you have got that mindset of the can-do mindset, and I've got it now, but I wish I'd had it at the age of 25. You're really living from that place of, you know what, I can do this. Okay, but, you might have felt a little bit scared at times, but you still got in there and did it. And that what we've been doing recently is bringing our values right into throughout the training and through the business. And the values are to think bigger, because that's the crucial way that we hold ourselves small. We think we can't do this or we can't do that, or wealth creation is not for us, that we're just consumers. So think bigger, be bolder. That's what you were talking about there, which is be out there. You don't have to have already been finished and been successful and a billionaire before you start posting on social media and telling people what you're doing. So be bolder, be visible, be willing to make mistakes, be willing to laugh at yourself, and so be bolder. And the last one, which I think is so important, and the one that I love the most of all, is about being a game changer. And it means that you get to change your life drastically. You get to change your family's life. You get to change your community's life. And as you go forward and start to build lasting wealth, you can use that wealth for good and really change the game in the world in the ways that you choose to. And that is what I love about doing this with people and helping other people to get that yes you can. But you didn't need much twisting, because you'd already started to shift your mindset, because you'd been on a mentorship and so on. So have you got anything that we haven't discussed at the moment that you just want to bring up?
You know what, at first, when people say, rent to rent is a no money down kind of, strategy, and you get your money out of the deal, I always used to worry about that, especially like you said, a lot of people said you put 12 grand in your first deal. And with this, we put 7 grand in first. But I made my money back that first week, which then makes it a no money down deal. And I never really let that click a bit when I was being taught that, but it actually is. And everything else now is profit from just putting in like 1 week's worth of work, and, just really going ham. And I lost my voice, as I said, but I really went ham, and I was drained by the next Friday. But it was all worth it, and everything that I've experienced in the last 4 months is all worth just that moment there. And as you said, it's a game changer. From then on, now I feel like, I could do it again.
Yeah, it's easy. So, what did you just say something about £7,000?
So we both put 3.5k in, me and the business partner. So that was like the deposit to the agents, 1 month's rent in advance kind of thing. Then the stuff that we had to do, as in like buy the this, that, and the other stuff. But we didn't actually put 7k in. It was like maybe 5 or something. But then we made 700-800 out based on the security deposits and the month in advance deposits from the tenants. So that's what made our money come out straight.
Yeah. Okay. That is. Sorry. Oh, the month's rent in advance. Yeah. It brought everything back up, and you put the deposits in the deposit protection. Okay, so where were we now? I was just going to ask about the agent, because now you've got that, you already had actually that warm relationship with that agent, and will you be? Well, I'm sure. What's that? Has he come back to you with any other deals or?
Yeah, as we speak, my business partner's gone to see the next property they're offering us, because I had a call today with you. So he's gone to view that property. He's going to take videos, and we're going to see whether we can move forward with it. So yeah.
Fantastic. So, Brenda, I want to thank and honour you for being a game changer, for being, dreaming bigger, being bolder, and changing the game and changing your world. It's been an absolute pleasure, delight. It makes me so happy that to have been a part of your success. And I really wish you all the best. And you're still in the Superstars group, because we've got our ongoing membership group where we're there for you if you've got any issues, difficulties, problems, or if you just want to go, yes, we hit it out the park, here's this deal. Or if it's just a great support and community for people like you after you've completed the Rent to Rent Kickstarter, you've become a superstar, and then now you've graduated from superstar to rock star, which is incredible and fantastic cash flow on this one. I can't wait to catch up with you again when you're getting your future deals, and also in London, because I know a lot of people think that London is not happening. So if you're watching and you think you would like to just see what all the fuss is about, see what it is, I'm going to put the link below where you can get the free training, which gives you an overview, and then you can think, is this for me or not? And you can also book a Kickstarter call with me, like you did, Brenda, and just see if it will work for you, because it's not for everyone. But if you're an action taker, if you want to make a change, then it could be for you. So for now, I just want to say goodbye from Brenda, and if you want to say any final words.
That's all, and I just promised everybody in the Kickstarter group I will put the deal analysis in there so everyone can see exactly what I did.
Brilliant, that'll be so helpful. Thanks, Brenda. And it's goodbye from me, and remember, dream bigger, be bolder, and be a game changer. See you soon. Oh, and like this video and subscribe. See you soon. Bye for now.
Bye.